Hey Scorpio, welcome to Sweet Tea Astrology and Tarot. My name's Erica. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you found me. This is your 2017 astrology forecast heads up video. We're starting out the year of 2017 under a Mercury retrograde influence, and I am recording this video under a Mercury retrograde influence. If I'm confusing or vague in any way, you can comment down below and ask me questions that are of general nature, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Pardon me, I'm trying to get a cold. So, if you want to know about the Mercury retrograde occurring in January, check your January video that's already been uploaded on the channel. This video will speak about the other major transits that are happening throughout the year. So, why don't you sit a spell, Scorpio, so we can talk about your stars. We're going to be having a 22-degree Leo lunar eclipse occur on February 9th or 10th, depending on where you live on the planet. This is your 10th house. The 10th house, what I like to say about it is that William Shakespeare said, "All the world is a stage." And I see the 10th house as the stage that you approach the world on, and it's how the world knows you. It deals with your career, your status, your reputation, and your destiny. It also deals with authorities, and this can be authority figures in your world or in life, or authorities in their field where you may be seeking the help of an expert in some way, possibly. Now, lunar eclipses are associated with closures or endings in some way, and is also associated sometimes with feminine energy. So, you may have a female in your office leave for whatever reason. She could be being promoted, she could be finding another job, she could be moving or relocating. There's lots of different ways this could play out. Those are just different ideas. February 25th or 26th, depending on where you live on the planet, we've got an 8-degree of Pisces solar eclipse in your 5th house. And a solar eclipse is an ushering in of new beginnings. It's new opportunity for growth. And eclipses have about a 6-month window of time for that energy to play out. So the solar eclipse is occurring in your 5th house. The 5th house, I like to think of the 5th house as having your fingerprints and your DNA all over it, because it's where you have skin in the game. This is the house of your pleasure and your pleasure seeking in your social circles. This is also the house of creation and that creative ability. If you're an artist, this is where that creative instinct starts. This is also where you create your romance and you create your babies. So this is the house of your children as well. It's very much a skin in the game kind of house. The fact that there is a solar eclipse here could very well mean that there may be a new romance or a new child coming into your world. If that's not the case, you may find new social circles to hang out with, or a new means of spending your leisure time. Now, March 5th through April the 14th, we will have Venus going retrograde in Aries and then tiptoeing back into Pisces. Venus is the planet that represents love, values, harmony, beauty, money, and resources. And with Venus going retrograde from the 6th to the 5th house, the 6th house is ruled by Virgo, and it's the house of your work and health, or the competencies and skills that you bring to the services that you provide. It's also your day-to-day life, your daily agenda, your to-do list, the daily grind. The 5th house is that house of creation, artistry, your children, romance, social life, and pleasure. So Venus going retrograde, it could be that you are reassessing your relationship or romance, or possibly the idea of instigating a romance with someone, possibly at work, is what I'm seeing. It'll play out for different people different ways. I'm just trying to give examples as we go along. Now, during this Venus retrograde, we're going to also have Mercury go retrograde towards the tail end. Mercury will be retrograde April 8th through May the 2nd. And this will be going retrograde between the two signs of Taurus and Aries. This is your 7th house and your 6th house. The 7th house is ruled by Libra. It's the house of your partnerships and your relationships and how you identify who you are as a human being through those relationships and partnerships that you have. It also deals with counseling and open enemies. Now, open enemies can be someone that you have an open beef with. It could also be someone that you would testify in an open court against. Could also be someone that you are arguing with online. This is just my interpretation, the last one. Arguing with someone online in a way that other people can kind of interact, see, and respond to. The 6th house is that house of work and health. Work. It could be that you are dealing with a new work social circle. It could also be a reassessment of your health in some way. Because the 6th house is work and health, it's also competencies and skills that you bring to the services that you provide, and it covers your day-to-day life. So you could be reassessing your health, your work, or your daily agenda. Now, in August, we're going to have our second set of eclipses. The first will be August the 6th or 7th, depending on where you live on the planet, and it will be at 15 degrees of Aquarius. This is a lunar eclipse, so endings, closure in some way. And this will be occurring in your 4th house. The 4th house is ruled by Cancer, and it is the house of home and family, or roots and foundations. Now, home is where you live or where you consider home to be. Family is who you share that home with. That can be your mother or your father, your spouse or your partner, your children, your fur babies, roommates, house guests, housemates. If that's not resonant, then check your roots or your foundation. The lunar eclipses also are associated with feminine energy. Now, August 11th through September the 4th, we have Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, going retrograde again. This time it'll be in Virgo, moving back into Leo. We're going to have a total of 4 Mercury retrogrades in 2017 because we're starting out under the influence of a Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. But this Virgo to Leo is your 11th and 10th house. So the 11th house is your friends, your groups, the memberships, teams, and associations that you may take part in. It's also your future wishes, your future goals, and your future dreams, kind of bucket list type energy. Could also speak to the internet in some way. Now the 10th house is that house of career, status, and reputation that you had a lunar eclipse in earlier in the year, in February. Career, status, reputation, authorities, and destiny. During this Mercury retrograde, we will have the final eclipse of 2017, and this will be a really powerful eclipse because it's occurring again in that 10th house that's already undergone a lunar eclipse. This will be August 20th or 21st, depending on where you live on the planet. 28 degrees of Leo solar eclipse in the 10th house. Career, status, reputation, authorities, and destiny. Now, reputation is anything you could change on, like, Facebook. Like, that you're in a relationship, or that you're single, or that you're engaged, or that you're getting married, or that you're in a domestic partnership. However you want to claim that. But it's also the status could be like getting, graduating and getting another job, or adding another feather to your cap in some way. But the solar eclipse is new energy. It's vibrant. It's supposed to bring vibrant growth, and it will bring change in some way. Now in October, we've got Jupiter, the planet of increase, expansion, and excess, possibly achievement, moving into Scorpio, our sign. I'm a Scorpio riser. This will be October 10th or 11th, depending on where you live on the planet. The first house is your It's the physical embodiment of who you are, and it's how the world sees you. It is literally your appearance, your physical body, and your personality. So, if you've not been working on your career throughout the year, really pay attention to your weight, because you may be putting on weight. In that first house, Jupiter tends to make things expand. So, forewarned is forearmed, Scorpio. In December, we will have two energies occurring, and that will round out the year for us. December 2nd through the 21st, we will have Mercury, the planet of thought, movement, and communication, going retrograde in Sagittarius. This is the only Mercury retrograde of 2017 that isn't going in between signs. It's staying in Sagittarius. So there will be an extended focus on your second house. The second house is the house that's ruled by Taurus, and it governs your money, possessions, earning ability, and self-esteem. I like to think of anything that you could point to or identify, introduce as mine, would qualify or classify under the second house umbrella. It's the house of mine. On December 19th or 20th, depending on where you live on the planet, we will have Saturn, the taskmaster, representative of limitation, structure, and containment, moving into Capricorn, where Saturn rules Capricorn. So Saturn will be comfortable here. And Scorpio, this is your third house. The third house is the house of communication. It's ruled by Gemini, and it governs short distance trips, siblings, cousins, and neighbors in your neighborhood, and also your communication, how you speak, how people hear you and interpret you, how you interpret others, your communication devices, your vehicle, and your actual commute. So there needs to be structure in all of those areas. The thing about Saturn is that wherever Saturn goes, Saturn will disintegrate what is not built on a solid structure. So pay attention to how you communicate, and make sure that your communication is solid. Make sure that your boundaries in communication are solid. Respect the boundaries in communication. Respect the boundaries in your neighborhood and in your familial relationships as well, with your cousins and your siblings. Respect the boundaries in driving, because that is a communication house, and Saturn will have an extended stay there, Scorpio. So, what I'm going to do now, because that's what's going on for us in 2017, I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you from the Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card deck. I'm trying to get a foot cramp, and that sucks. Okay, let me grab my cards. The cards have been very expressive. They've been pretty reflective of what is going on in the astrology, or dealing with the eclipses, just depending. For the majority of the videos, I've had a card fly out of my... I had one just pop and then pop back down. Hang on. That one's coming out. And I'm going to cut, because that was too cool, and it never happens when I'm shuffling. They normally either fly out or something like that. They don't just pop like popcorn like that. So I pay attention to stuff like that. It matters, in my opinion. So you've got your first card, second, third, and fourth. And once again, because the foot cramp was trying to get a hold of me, Sage Goddess Gemstone Oracle card deck is what I'm pulling from. The card that did the popcorn movement. Okay, yeah, I am going to massacre this ability, or this pronunciation. I'm going to spell it. D-U-M-O-R-T-I-E-R-I-T-E. Dumotirite? Yeah, that's the only time you're going to hear me try to say that. This deals with patience, psychic ability, and resilience. It can help heal and amplify the vibrations of your third eye chakra. This gemstone brings order to chaos. It releases negative thoughts and relieves what holds you back from your true self. You've pulled this card because the universe is calling you to have patience and trust in the process. Meditate with this gemstone to soothe your nerves, enhance your intuitive insight, and remain calm under periods of stress. The second card, bismuth. I like the rainbow coloring. I don't know if you can really see that. Bismuth deals with structure. Isn't that interesting? Structure, organization, community building. And this also deals with your third eye chakra, so it can heal and amplify the vibrations of your third eye chakra. It reads, bismuth creates Bismuth creates an organizing framework for your life, bringing clear ideas into form and helping you feel clear, connected, and aligned. You've pulled this card because you need to slow down, focus, and combine your intellect with others in order to accomplish what you want. So meditate with bismuth to attract like-minded individuals for professional, magical, and spiritual work. You've got a lot of career stuff going on this year. Bismuth would be a great gemstone for you to possibly add to your collection if you are a gemstone collector. I am. The third card is manganese calcite. It's a pretty color, pretty pink. This is dealing with self-care, empathy, and mind-heart integration. This can help heal and amplify the vibration of the heart chakra. And Leo rules the heart, and we've got a lunar and solar eclipse occurring in your 10th house. So it could be very heart healing in that career or reputation, status area. Could be a healing time of destiny as well for you. Manganese calcite is a deep healer across space and time. It brings self-love and a capacity for both physical and etheric nurturing on all levels. You have pulled this card because you need to be more sensitive to external energies and more aware of how your perceptions shape your awareness. So meditate with manganese calcite to promote peace, connect with others' emotions, and to attune yourself to external energy fields. The final card that was pulled for you is orange calcite. This deals with creativity, sexuality, and psychic ability. This is the second psychic ability card that you received. The sacral chakra can be healed and the vibration can be amplified by using orange calcite. Orange calcite magnetizes energy around your creative center and draws high vibrations towards you. It ignites sensual passions. You have pulled this card because you need to tap into the universe's well of energy to manifest your greatest desires. Meditate with orange calcite to boost your sex drive, increase psychic abilities, and access deep manifestation energy. You've got a lot of 5th house energy going on too there with that sexuality and creativity. Well, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you already have, I thank you from the bottom of my very grateful heart. I hope that you're well. I hope 2017 treats you well. I hope the blessings of Jupiter rain on you from October of this 2017 through 2018. Please take care of yourself, Scorpio. I will be around for the mid-month full moon reading for January, but I've got to finish this series first. I'm wearing the Sriracha Red Rooster to celebrate the Fire Rooster. It is the year of the Fire Rooster in Chinese Zodiac. So, being as festive as I can be. But enough of me rambling. Take care of yourself, Scorpio. I'll see you soon. And until then, namaste. And bye, y'all.